I'm assuming we is. Alright. So, what are we doing today? We're going to open up Bladeborn. I got this late last night in the mail. The local Barnes & Nobles had this, but numbers are so high. Our local Barnes & Nobles only had a giant mall, referred to as Ala Moana Mall. It's a huge outdoor, beautiful, super cool mall. But there's a lot of people there and a lot of tourists. So I decided that if you buy Bladeborn online, it qualifies you for free shipping. So I decided I would do that. Now, minus a little bit of work from home this morning, I have been running all fucking day. So I apologize if I am a little tired or sweaty. Whew. Yes, today was get all kinds of stuff done day, as I had to take my dog to the vet. So, today's stream not officially brought to you by Maui Brewing Company, Pineapple Mana, because it's delicious. Alright, let's open this fucker up. So, what is this? This is Bladeborn. It is a Barnes & Noble in America exclusive Warhammer game. It's one of these games in a box, like Doomsday Countdown, which I have right over there, which I've done reviews, and playthroughs on the channel. So I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And while Doomsday Countdown is essentially Space Hulk, this one is Warcry. So this is a simplified, slightly different version of Warcry. The big appeal of this box is, one, it's Warcry, and Warcry is the best fucking game. And two, this uses the models from Warhammer Underworlds, which are all really awesome models, although I don't play that game. I have several of the teams just painted up because they're just such awesome models. So this has Warcry rules for those models, which is fucking righteous. Also, this box is about $45. One of the teams in here, if you buy it alone for Warhammer Underworlds, is about $45. So essentially you get a second team and the entire game for free with this box. So it's a hella awesome deal. So you're going to get Cogra's Ravagers and the Godsword Hunt out of this box. So Cogra's Ravagers, let's get this plastic off first off, so you guys don't have such a bad glare. Alright, Cogra's Ravagers, slightly less glare. They are the more like Chaos Chosen, Chaos Warrior guys. And then the Godsword Hunt are these like more pseudo barbarians. To be honest, I've actually wanted a box of Cogra's Ravagers. So since I got included in here, this seemed like a no-brainer, because I wanted to pick them up anyway. Yeah. Alright. Really super hefty box. Oh, look, we got pictures on the side. Sweet. Alright, so we've got some kind of kitty cat doggo, a sword guy, a lady with a glowing hand, a lady with a spear, a guy with a bow, and a guy with a way too big fucking hat and a choppy stick. Some nice printing on the sides too. On the other side we got Cogra's Ravagers, where we have like a Chaos Sorcerer and a bunch of Chaos Chosen. I think lore-wise these are sisters. And I love this guy's like Sly Marbo, Slambo pose. It's legit. I've actually been painting a lot of these kind of guys, these Chaos Warrior guys. So they're going to get painted up like this to go with these guys. Yeah, I picked up this Start Collecting box to play Warcry with, so. Alright, so let's see what we got. First off, shot of Pineapple Mana. Let's see. We got a rulebook here, which looks like it has an ad for White Dwarf in the back. We have our board, which is hex-based, and some tokens to punch out. We'll look at those better soon. We've got Kagura's Ravagers printed in like a dark gray black plastic. Take a better look at those too. And then we've got the Godsword Hunt printed in like a bone white kind of thing. The really cool thing is there's spots for everybody. So this is intended as a game in a box. This is the really cool things about these. So there's 4 spots down here for Kagura's Ravagers, and then 6 spots for the Godsword Hunt. They're just going to click in there after they're built. It's super cool. All right, now we've got some kind of tactics cards. We've got a bunch more tactics cards. We'll figure out what those do in the rolls. And a whole Mama Llama Jama amount of dice. They look really nice too. Alright, we're going to start with the dice. I have the dice from the original Warcry starter set. And man, I love those dice. So this looks like just more of them, but maybe with square edges instead of rounded edges, which I mean, potato to me. I don't really care, but they feel good. Put a bunch of them, and wow, I got a 6 in there. It's probably good, or it's probably bad. I don't know. But yeah, they're nice. They're just the Warcry dice from the old Warcry starter set, but it looks like they have full square edges instead of the like rounded instead of the rounded edges the other ones have. And as you can see, they're all meant to fit nicely right there in the bottom. Alright, move the box out of the way. Let's look at the models first, and then we'll go through the rules, and then we'll go through the cards and stuff. So, the Godsword Hunt. They're really nice printed bases. But they're kind of barbarian kind of characters. They have some kind of monster dog cat with them. There's a really big axe there. There's that guy's way too big hat. There's the lady with her glowing hand. Lots of cool details, but sort of very Conan-y, kind of like barbarian sort of people. The most recent Warcry box actually had a whole faction of guys that would match the aesthetic of these really, really well. This like weird kind of chaos, but not explicitly chaos barbarian. They're pretty cool. I'm not super like excited about them, but we'll see once they get built. But these are all nice cut out and push fit minis. We might actually build these on stream depending how long it takes. And then we've got the Chaos. These are the real stars of the show to me. This is essentially 4 Chaos Warriors, or 3 Chaos Warriors and like a Chaos like sorcerer. Check out her like staff thing. That's really legit. That's super, super cool. One of them's got this big mace. One of them's got dual, like an axe. One of them's an axe and a shield. And one's got like an axe and a sword. Pretty legit. Pretty awesome. Lots of really cool detail. You can see there's like a weird hand on that one. You see the skull on that guy's belt buckle. The chainmail there. Really, really nice stuff. And again, they have detailed bases as well. So the nice thing about these guys' bases is if you didn't want to use these bases, their feet aren't molded into them. It's the same for these guys too. So you could actually just snip the pegs off their feet and put them on different bases if you didn't want to use the like themed bases. But they look pretty awesome to me. That's pretty exciting. I think they're going to be pretty awesome and go with my Chaos guys really well. Alright, let's look at the board next. So, this is apparently a hex-based version of Warcry. I think it's like a mix of Warcry and Underworlds, which is pretty cool. Usually these box games actually have really cool rule sets. So I think this is pretty right. God, I'm going to say righteous a lot today. I don't know why. But it's pretty damn cool. Alright, so let's see what we got. We got some kind of pitfalls. Maybe death tokens. We got Warcry style wound counters. And then the opposites. A bunch of crystals. And then these, I guess, are our character markers. That's what I guess those are. But yeah. Just a nice set of punch tokens. The Warcry wound counters are really nice. Then we've got our board. So it's pretty much a Warcry sized game board. There's a bunch of skeletons and like weird creatures and stuff on the side. It's pretty awesome. What do we have on the other side? On the other side we have sort of like a darker motif. So I guess one side of this is like Godsword Hunt, and this side's like Kagra's Ravagers themed. So there's like chains on the trees and mouths in them and stuff, and then this one's a lot more like deserty, kind of badlands with the skeletons and stuff. But nice board, super high quality, super high quality. I wish they would make these like plastic mats, but not plastic, like mats, like neoprene mats, like what I play all my other games on. So they're just so much nicer than everything else. Alright. Okay. First off, we have Welcome to the Worlds of Warhammer. I got some Necrons there, an Ultramarine. Intro to the Grim Darkness of the Far Future. This is the like Recruit Edition box. There's the Kill Team Octarius box. This is the Mortal Realms Recruit Edition box. And then we have Catacombs. Surprised the new Warcry box isn't on here. And then there's one for Underworlds and Blitz Bowl. So it's like ads for like all the big games, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright, and then we got 2 books apparently. So one of these is a Warcry Fighter Rules book. That's legit. And the other one is the Bladeborn Rulebook. Also legit. I did not know they were separate books though. That's very cool. Alright. So let's look at the rulebook first off. Let's see. Introduction. Getting started. Pop out all the tokens. Build all the Mama Jamas. In addition to the Godsword Hunt and Kagra's Ravagers, this game includes fighter cards and ability cards for the world bands. That's legit. Some cool art in there. There's pictures of the contents. Tells you what all the tokens are. Let's look at what the cards are. Let's see. There are 31 fighter cards, 6 ability cards, convergence cards, twist cards, battle cards, and lesser artifact cards. Okay. Fighting a battle. First, set up the battlefield shown and the rules for the battle you're using. You take turns placing guys down. Okay. Each player takes the 4 turn tokens that match the color of their starting hexes and places them on the red timer side face down. Place all the remaining tokens within easy reach of both players. Shuffle all the twist cards face down and draw the top card. Use that roll in the card for this battle. Okay, so you draw a twist. Okay. So pretty much you put the board down, you put your guys down. You alternate putting guys down, and then you draw a twist card. Okay. Then we get into the battle round. We have the hero phase. Each player rolls a set of 6 dice, called ability dice. Each player divides their result into singles and doubles and triples. So exactly like Warcry. That's a Warcry mechanic. If the player has more singles than the other player, the player has initiative. Otherwise you roll off, whichever player doesn't have initiative. Okay. Combat phase. The player takes turns to activate their fighters. Each player has 4 turns in each battle round, which are counted using the turn counters. Simply turn a turn counter over after each of your turns. The player with the initiative picks which player takes the first turn. Okay, so that's an Underworlds mechanic. In Underworlds, you have like activations, and this is using the same thing. So it's going to give you 4 activations regardless of how many guys you have on the board. So each player is going to get 4 activations. When a player activates a fighter, the player takes 2 actions, one after the other. The fighter can take the same action twice if the fighter is already activated in the same battle round. The fighter instead makes 1 action. Interesting. Okay, so you're going to activate a guy, and he's going to get to do 2 things. Next time you get to choose to activate somebody, you can activate the same guy, but he's only going to get 1 action this turn. That's pretty cool. The fighter can move, attack, disengage, or wait. Okay, all the same stuff from Warcry. And then they can use the abilities from the ability card. There's how to read the stats. It's identical to Warcry. Okay. Okay, so it really is just a mix of Underworlds and Warcry. That's pretty cool. Attack actions. Pick a weapon and a target. You're within range. Roll to hit. Roll the number of attack dice as shown in the attacks characteristic. Okay, exactly like Warcry. For each hit, allocate damage as shown in the first damage characteristic. Okay, so that's identical to Warcry. That's pretty cool. Alright, who's visible, who's not. You can disengage. Debts will be paid today. Oaths will be fulfilled. The gods will witness our victory. Okay, so it really is just Warcry and Warcry and Underworld, like mixed together. That's pretty legit. Alright, and then there's apparently an entire campaign system. That's pretty legit. And here's some background on the different characters. There they are. And the other ones you can have. So it looks like we're going to get rules for the Eyes of the Nine, the Dread Pageants, Garrick's Reavers, and Gashrak's Despoilers. Interesting. Okay. Man, I wish they would have given rules for all of them. And then how to assemble your guys. Oh wow, and then there's a nice handy cheat sheet. That's really neat, because like, if you were to play this, it wouldn't take you a whole lot to jump into Warcry or to jump into Underworlds from this. So this is a really cool hodgepodge of both of those things, where it's not going to take you a lot to make one step into either of them. So like, if you learn this, it's maybe a handful of rules and you can play either of those games. So that's pretty legit. That's pretty damn cool. I gotta give that some love. Alright. Let's take a look at the Warcry fighter rules cards. So this is fighter rules for the Warcry guys. Bladeborn fighters can be included in your warband in the following ways. In open match play, picking your warband for a battle, you can include any Bladeborn fighters of the same faction rule mark. So when you have chosen, you cannot take the same type of Bladeborn fighter. Okay. You can play with just Bladeborn if you want. Okay, then there's everybody's faction rune marks. So I think this one is, that one's Khorne, that one's Chaos. Beastmen, Tzeentch, Slaanesh. Godsword Hunt, I don't recognize that one. That's like a skull. That one I don't recognize. Yeah, that one I don't recognize at all. Maybe it's the bone guys that came from the first starter box. Maybe it's them. Alright, let's see. We've got Khagra's Ravagers. And there's their points and all their Warcry cards. And then we've got the Godsword Hunt. And then there they are. And then we've got Castrax the Spoilers. And there they are. And we've got Garrick's Reavers. These are like the Khorne guys. There they are. And Eyes of the Nine. This is like the Tzeentch guys. Oh, and the Dread Pageant. So, you know, they didn't have to include these rules for Warcry. Super cool they did, though. It's also super cool these guys didn't get their own faction rule marks, and instead you can add them to existing factions. That's super cool. So that means, like, if you wanted to play a Chaos Warrior faction, you could take like one or two characters from Khagra's Ravagers in your army, which was fucking boss. All right, let's look at some of these cards. Alright, so these are battle cards. Alright, so these tell you how to set up the board and how to... They say how to set up the board and what rules and stuff to use. So you've got Drawn and Quartered. You've got Vanquish. You've got Sudden Death. Is there one on the back of this? No. You've got Raise. Wow, there's a lot in here. Holy shit. You've got No Mercy. You've got the Comment. Okay, so real talk. Doomsday Countdown has about 3 ways you can play it. How many cards is that already that are different missions you can play? I think I'm on like 7 already. So that's pretty baller. Plus, like, there's a campaign if you wanted to do it. You got Hunt for Glory. Shock and Awe. Burn and Pillage. Loot and Pillage. No Quarter. Bloodmarked. Alright, this is getting ridiculous now. Like, legit. There's a lot of fucking cards here. Goddamn. And then the Prize, which is the last one. And then we have cards, ability cards for the Eyes of the Nine. Garrick's Reavers, and these are for Bladeborn. These aren't for Warcry. Godsword Hunt, although they look like the Warcry cards. Gashrax Despoilers. Oh, look at that little symbol in the back. That's cool. Kagra's Ravagers. And the Dread Pageant. So, real talk. They didn't have to give you so many missions. That is awesome that they did that. And it is super cool that they gave you cards for everybody. That they gave you cards for all the other factions. That's super cool. Really, really, really cool. Like, they didn't have to give you anywhere near this much cardboard. It's really cool they did. Let's see what we got. Holy shit. Okay. Man, there's a lot of fucking cardboard in this game. Alright. So these are artifacts that I think you pick up via the campaign. And they're just like stuff that gives you extra shit. Artifact of power, reward. Artifact of power, reward. Ooh. And on the back of these, you have the convergences, apparently. So I guess if you complete the convergence, you get the artifact. So that's pretty cool. Assuming that's how that works. Add 2 to the wounds characters as the fighters in the adversary's warband. Oof. Alright, and then we are into fighter cards. And we have lesser artifacts. So, fighter cards. These are very Warcry-like. Except obviously the moon characteristic is not going to be inches on these. It's going to be hexes. And they don't have the Warcry points on them. But besides that, this is 100% just a Warcry card. Narvalia, something Zinch, a blue horror, brimstone horror. Just got all of them here. These are really nice. I'll be super honest, these are way higher quality than I was expecting. Especially for one of these box games. Like, I love these box games, they're awesome. But usually, like, they're really only good for like a couple of playthroughs, and then, like, you know, you kind of put them on the shelf, and when your friend is like, I might like to learn 40k, you're like, I got you, bro. But until then, like, you know, they're not something like you play every weekend kind of thing. But with this, there's so much in this fucking box that you could, so many like rules and missions and stuff. I'm well impressed. Alright, so we got a bunch of artifacts. I guess you pick these up somehow. They do stuff. Oh shit, then there's more fighter cards. Okay. And then we have the Gore Moon Rises. So these are twists. These are just straight up twists like you would find in Warcry. I mean, you could legitimately just use these for Warcry. Like, alright, like, what is this one? Value of abilities used by all fighters. I mean, draw 2 twist cards and then roll off. The winner picks which you use. I mean, you could 100% just use these twist cards for Warcry. Like, just 100% that's what they could be. Winds of Fate, Winds of Rot, Exotic Scent. Reroll critical hits. Oof, that sucks. But yeah, man, there's a fucking ton of cardboard here. I am impressed. I am well impressed. So, you get the board, you get the tokens, you get the Warcry Fighter rules, you get the book, then you get the artifact cards, artifact cards, the lesser artifact cards, the character cards for everything else, plus what's not in this box, all the mission cards, all the ability cards, and all the twist cards. That's a lot of fucking shit in this box. It's very cool. I am well impressed, to be honest, with what comes in this box. And even better, the fucking better thing. Watch this shit. Look at this. It's so much shit, right? Yeah. Look. Boom. Fucking handled, mate. Right? Look at that. Handled. It just goes all in the box. And these ones. Boom. God, these like games in a box are amazing. Yeah, they're really cool. Super, super cool. Yeah, I will probably give this a go. Try it out, see how it goes. Yeah, maybe I would like to kind of paint everybody up before I give it a go. So I will probably not play it this weekend, but maybe next weekend we'll get to play it, which will be pretty boss. Yeah. So that is Bladeborn, which is just a it's like a mix of Underworlds and Warcry. It's pretty cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go check on my pupper because he just got back from the vet. I want to make sure he's okay. And then I'll probably build these guys and get them all sprayed up. Maybe we'll work on painting them on the channel on Saturday. Be pretty cool. Alright. Well, with that, I'm going to call it. Thank you for checking out what was inside the Bladeborn box. It's pretty baller. It's a middle ground between Underworlds and Warcry. If you wanted to learn either of those games, this would be a really good place to start, especially if you've never played Warhammer before, because you get a bunch of really nice push-fit models that can then go into other teams. So yeah, it's pretty great. Anyway, I'm going to call it there. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully watching me unbox Bladeborn was interesting. But I'm going to call it there, and I'm going to go check on my pupper, make sure he's doing good. He got some injections and stuff today, so I want to make sure he's doing good. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call it there. And I will probably paint some of these guys up on the weekend. Yeah, should be good.